So it's really pretty cool when you can go in there and you just search somebody's name and their videos pop right up to the top. So if video is definitely something you want, you're in the right place. So before we get started, I think I know a lot of you in here, but I'm Carrie Turner with Fidelity National Title. Thank you for being at Lloyd Center branch. I know it was kind of hard to find. But before you leave, we can validate your parking if you parked in the garage below. And if you didn't park in the garage, next time you come, there's the garage below, so you can park there. And this is my wonderful sales partner, Pamela Zim.
Hi.
Here.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
So since we're just, I don't want to take too much of Anthony's time, but before we get started, there's a couple things that I wanted to run across with all of you. Since we are talking about farming and successful farming, I wanted to share our open house package. Come on in, Christina. There's a, I know it's kind of up front. Good. If you can please. I wanted to talk about our open house package just really briefly. And it doesn't, not everything's laminated, but if you do want something laminated, you can tell me because we bought a laminator and we love to laminate everything.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it is. It's really fun. So open house package. So what that means to you is if you have your own listing and you're holding an open house, or if you're holding a listing for another broker, then you can really take advantage of this open house package. So it's meant for when you take a listing on the weekend or on a Monday or Tuesday, and the seller wants you to hold the open house that immediate Saturday. So you really don't have a lot of time to prepare other than putting it on our MLS. You may market it to Facebook business page, you may market it on YouTube. There might be a number of places that you market this, but what it's meant to do is give you a set of door hangers that you can hand out as invitations. So this is very generic, as you can see. You put your business card right here. It says turnover for details. So we give you a interactive PDF template that you actually just open up, punch in all the details, address, date, and time of the open house, along with the labels we send you, stick it on the back. So then along with this comes a list of people that you can hand this to. Some people like to hand it to closest neighbors. Some like to do people that live there for a couple years or more, because ultimately you kind of want to get more sellers in the area, right? Listings. So along with that list comes the paper copy, which are the maps that show you where, this is a list, and I'll leave this, a map showing where the houses are, and then there's also an interactive map that you can use on your phone if you don't want in print. So, and what a lot of brokers are doing is with this list of 30 people that they're handing the door hangers to, they'll hang on to it and they'll use that same exact list to maybe add 20 or 70 more to drip on those same exact people after your listing closes. So either just sold and then continuing to keep on dripping. And the reason that you want to drip is because 17% of realtors that continue to market their sold listing end up with a listing within 90 days in that same area. So keep the open house package in mind, and if you have any questions at the end, you can let me know. But using this in conjunction, like I said, with any of your social media marketing, YouTube marketing, is working really well. And the brokers that are taking advantage of this are getting listings and doing really good with those. So
can you say that stat again?
So it's an older NAR stat, but 17%, it's probably more like 19 now, that continue to market their sold listing end up with a new listing within 90 days. So a lot of times we'll set up a drip campaign. A lot of the mailing companies, you can calendar them out, and then just one a month. Sold, a market update, a testimonial card. Could be really anything that you'd like. So
Carrie and I have seen a lot of people most definitely taking blurbs from their client that they've just sold the house. That's been really helpful in picking up listings, because for the most part, neighbors like neighbors and maybe trust their neighbor.
Yeah.
So.
And we like core fact
Yeah.
for that, because there's a really great call to action. So with that said, I'd like to introduce our guest today, Anthony Prichard.
Thank you,
Oh,
Carrie.
my phone.
Okay.
And Anthony, we've had the pleasure of presenting, well, I guess this is maybe our fifth or sixth class,
Yeah.
output of his 206 classes. Today is the 206th class that he's had, but Anthony is from Colorado, well, from here, but resides in Colorado, and he is a Google specialist and YouTube specialist. I probably said that backwards, and definitely specializes in helping real estate agents and their business and YouTube and video. So thank you for being here today.
Yes. Thank you, Carrie. I appreciate being able to come home and visit my parents for a week in the summer and collaborate with Carrie to mix what I do in my hometown with what I do in where I was born. And this is designed to help you generate new sales. So along with her strategy of farming, this video strategy lets you target those specific people in your neighborhood, the ones that are most convenient for you, and subconsciously they're making that same decision about choosing you because of convenience, because of the geography. So it's just a mutually collaborative approach to marketing your business that is less expensive and more effective. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And this is the first class of 3 that I present on. And this first class is all about the big why. You've probably heard over and over again, got to do video, got to do video. And before you actually invest in video or take the time to set aside for video, then you're not going to do the rest of them. But I've got this sort of laid out so that you can see what comes first, what comes second, what comes third. First is, how do I get my video on the first page of Google so that I actually exist for people who are looking for me? The second is, how do I look better on video once I've convinced myself that I am a good video communicator? And then finally, once I've got everything dialed in, how do I promote those videos to the people in my farm neighborhood using the advertising dashboards on Facebook and Google? So here's the agenda for today. If you're up for a live demonstration and an intellectual discussion about video, you're in the right place. If not, then probably time to leave. But I love giving this presentation to people that show up, because if you're here, then somewhere in your body you've already convinced yourself that you're capable of doing this. You can do it. You know that you're able to put 2 and 2 together and put yourself on video. Otherwise, you wouldn't have even showed up, because it would have been so far out of your realm of understanding. You would have avoided this invitation and totally done something else that was of a higher value time. But I don't think there's anything more higher value of your time to invest in video. So thanks for coming. And I promise to give you lots of great information on how you can start applying video right away. And I do that with a live demonstration, mostly. So I'm feeling a little generous, and I would like to give away my mobile production studio. And in order to do that, you've got to register with my home. Then this is your opportunity to join this competition, because you can win this as well. After doing this presentation so many times, realized that I was leaving my audience without a good solution to carry on. It was kind of like this cliffhanger. Here's all this great information, and they've been convinced that video is the way to go, but they weren't able to apply it. So I went out into the marketplace and tried to find all these things that I could use myself, and I couldn't find it. So I invented it. I'll go over it in a bit, but if you can't scan it in, then you can type in this URL, and that'll get you there. So this is a Venn diagram of the traditional video production industry. You can only have 2 out of the 3 in traditional video production. It could be fast and cheap, but it wasn't going to be good. And it could be good and fast, and it could be good and cheap, but it definitely wasn't going to be fast. You know, you could think independent film in that area. Well, today, I believe that it actually does exist, and I'm here to prove it to you today, that we can indeed set aside just 30 minutes a week to implement this video marketing strategy that automatically creates hundreds of introductions to who we are and what we do for us. Essentially, giving us, 10 hours a day in prospecting or automated sales. And when we can get out of our business and get on our business, we've got these automated things in place. And that's what this strategy is designed to show you for the least amount of cost possible. And it allows you to scale up to as much as you'd like to spend. So here's some more statistics about video on the internet. And we're in 2019, and currently all internet traffic is 80% of it is video. And not only is 80% of it video on most of the platforms, but once we go to someone's website, people are interacting more with websites that have video on them. And Google's rewarding those websites for keeping people on their websites longer because they recognize that this is a good experience for those website visitors. And Google wants to give people a good experience, so that's what they do. They keep the websites that have the longest engagement times at the top of the search results, and those website owners receive the benefits of implementing these video strategies. But before we go into all the things that we should do with video, I thought we might spend a minute to talk about the things we shouldn't do. In my own mind, maybe what are some of the things that we don't like to see on video? This is Gerald. I'm sorry I don't have a better audio solution. I'm just going to close the door to hopefully make it less loud in here for a minute. I'll open this back up in a minute. So let's just analyze Gerald for a minute.
Right now, I'm just a small business owner, and I've been running my own businesses for about 20 years, and I have a pretty good business plan worked out for this one, and I have decided this time to spend all my energy to working on the business instead of in the business, and see if I can become a true entrepreneur instead of the person who works for himself. I have a lot of confidence that...
Sure does, doesn't he? This guy is full of it. He is just all got the good stuff for us. Let's see this go. Oh, 6 minutes for her video. Let's see how she does.
I wanted to share a little bit about some of the preparation that we did for an open house that we just posted today in Singapore. And it's a report fix and flip that we just recently finished. We actually listed the property on Thursday, and then we actually then did the actual open house on Sunday. So I just wanted to share some things that help me prepare, because I kind of help prepare some of the sales and kind of like the things you need to have a successful open house. And we thought it was a successful open house. So a couple of things. Number one, you only want to get to the property about an hour or so before the open house.
Come on in. We're trying to improvise with better audio on the, here, you can take that if you want. Okay, so I think I've proved my point here. Popcorn some ideas on what we didn't like about that. Yeah?
Lighting.
The lighting. It was pretty bad. The audio on both of them, wasn't it? Yeah.
Too long.
Way too long, right? Do you want to listen to her for 6 minutes? How about 6 seconds?
There's 3 intros. just wanted to.
Uh-huh. Ramble.
Didn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
Well,
here.
What? That is so random.
Another thing she did, she kind of gave her opinion on how her open house went.
Yeah.
She said, we thought it was a successful one.
Yeah. And it was a successful one.
Yeah.
Well, according to... Good.
I felt like I was in the guy's head, like the way he was speaking. Like, I'm going to do this to be a real entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a confident guy. Why do I want to listen to you?
Why are you fidgeting with your chair? Do you sit down or stand up, and do we have to see wires?
Check out 1980s cold and then.
Yeah, it's TV with wires. Good, good. These are all good. These are all good to shine light on. Yeah, but that's the one thing they did do right, right? They actually did it. There is the stream of thought that says we should fail fast and fail forward. So good for them for getting that one out of the way. They can look back on it and just smile like we are. Great, love the courage. Well, some other things that I don't like about videos that I see on social media are and what they want to talk about. Because it's not designed for me, obviously. They're making a video for themselves. And, you know, it's hard to compel someone to watch when you're just having this cathartic experience, experiencing video for the first time. Like, it's for you, not for me. And I just get turned off. I swipe right past that right away. Because the video's for the viewer, isn't it? Yeah. The other thing I don't like is when people start with, hey everybody, or hey you guys. Because I'm looking at my phone like, where's everybody? Where are all the guys? It's just me. Talk to me, please. Right? Because that's what 99% of people watching the video are doing. They're either on their phone or on their laptop, and it's not a bunch of people, it's just me and you. So let's keep it in-house. That's what I don't like about it, and I see it all the time, video after video. The other thing I think that could be improved is by including other people in the video. Anybody can make a video with just one person, but it's more challenging, more dynamic, more compelling with other personalities on screen. And I think that just makes a very real situation, and that's what I'm looking for. The proof, the social proof, the evidence that the person making the video can do what they say they can do. Good. Anything else before we move on? These are all good for us to shine light on, don't you think? Good. Okay, let's see. Next slide. Is the video revolution. 30 years ago, a guy I worked for started as one of the 5 video producers in Denver. And he's a real pioneer. He mortgaged his house to buy the first digital video editor. Does anyone have a guess as to how much he paid for Avid?
Yeah, it was close to like $50,000 back then.
It was actually 10 times that, because only newsrooms could afford it. It was $500,000 30 years ago. And, you know, he was able to charge $30,000 per production, so he could make up that money. But today, all those same functions are free in our smartphones. Are they not?
Yeah.
Revolution, guys. The barrier to entry has come from way down here to way down here. And no matter how we develop our video communication skills, we have a fiduciary responsibility to either people who have never heard of us before or to our internal staff who are depending on us for guidance and leadership. Okay, then if we're over here in the training or we're involved in the company somehow, we've got to disseminate information. The better video communicators we are, the more we can just pass on responsibilities and take mundane activities and outsource them to third world countries for a lower cost. And this is how we scale our businesses, isn't it? That's why I believe video is a very powerful business tool. And no matter what role you play in the company, that this skill will always be valued at any position you find yourself in the future. So this is a great class. I'm a visual person. I like to give these maps out. This is how I see companies evolving and scaling, their website and the G Suite. There's so many free tools in the Google Suite of services that companies can scale with. I don't know if you knew this, but 79% of Fortune 500 companies use the G Suite as their internal communication tool because of the sharing capabilities inside Google Drive. They can give secure access, or they can give unsecure access to proprietary information, especially large files like business video files. And I don't want to edit all day long, so I want to share that, delegate that responsibility with somebody else, and I can easily do it with a flick of a thumb using the Google Drive. So these are the new tools of business, and I don't think Google's doing a good enough job sharing this with you, or this map. Here's another map. I think the best way to introduce yourself instead of a phone call, like traditionally was the way, is with a 1-minute video. We make a good 1-minute video. Maybe we make a good impression with some people, maybe we don't with others. The tools we use are YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, probably. Then if we want to magnify our impact on those tools, we use the advertising dashboards. And we've designed a website or a web page on our website for them to land on, to build the trust. This is actually a copy of building a relationship or building trust with someone, just in the digital format. And if we're in America, where most companies are happy setting aside about 10% of their overall revenue for marketing, this is where our marketing dollars are going, to develop this video funnel, this automated sales funnel, where it makes the introductions for us instead of us spending countless hours communications, when video has the ability to make one-to-many. I mean, we could publish a video on YouTube and all people everywhere throughout the globe could watch that video on their smartphone in 1 minute. That's the new power of video communication. This is another way to look at it. Whenever I start working with someone, I ask, who are we going to make a video for? Because we can't make it for everyone, right? If you're everything to everyone, you're nobody to everybody. So we start with the avatar, or the most profitable persona. This question gets asked: who has the most amount of money and the highest demand for what we do? We're going to make a video for that person. And they're going to be the only person we care about. So we make a video for that person, we bring them to a page on our website, and we offer them 3 things. Something for free, the most popular product. This premium product may never get selected, but it price conditions them to see value in the most popular product. For you, it might be just scheduling a showing or something like that. Your premium, is set at 10 times more to price condition them to the most popular one. And then for people that want to build more trust with you, give them free access to your video trainings, your video resources, a way to see you and your body language. So, seeing how the relationship building process has changed, and it's mostly guided by video. Okay, here's my action items for today. For your one person, your avatar. It's going to be compelling, credible, and creative. I want you to think about blocking out 30 minutes a week for for this video marketing strategy. First of all, we should start with creating a list of 20 videos that you know you could make right now. After this class, coming up with that list should be somewhat easy. The goal of the video is to show evidence that you can do what you say you can do, to allow others to build trust with you. The goal is to be a little bit vulnerable in these videos, to open yourself up to maybe making a mistake on camera and being okay with it. And then if you like it, you know your avatar will like it, because we build trust the fastest with people in our own demographic. So for example, other athletic 40-year-old single fathers who like soccer would be a great match for me. That's who I'm going to make my video for. Of course, other demographics will see into what I'm doing and want to be a part of it, but I'm going to have the biggest impact with my own avatar. Just natural for us to gain trust with people who look like us. We think they're going to behave a lot like us, and we're going to instinctually know what they want so that we give them a better experience. Finally, in our automated online sales process, we follow the value, ask rhythm, where we give, then ask. Give value, then ask. And you'll see this happen over and over again in the case studies that I share with you today. Okay, so here's an example of that 1-minute video. It's a good way to see me doing my research and development in the field. And again, I'm going to try and do the best with audio.
I've got one elevator ride to convince you that video is more powerful than you think.
Going up?
Go ahead, ask me what my elevator speech is. So, go ahead guys, ask me for my elevator speech.
Okay, what's your elevator speech?
If you were on an island and you could only bring one of these 3 things with you, would you bring your smartphone, a laptop, or a video camera?
Battery issues pretty good.
You only have one.
iPhone, I guess. I think I do that.
That's right, a smartphone. My name's Anthony Prichard with Elevated Conversions. I'm not the best at elevator speeches, but I am the best at showing you how video leadership can help you develop your business. If you'd like to sit down and talk more with me about that, follow the link below, and make sure to bring your most powerful business tool, because I always bring mine.
All right. So if I was able to make a good engagement with you during that video and build a little trust or give you some value, then you might follow that link. You might go to that landing page and see what else I can offer. Any questions on that?
This woman looks like you're about to mug her.
Yeah, she was
Yeah, she's like, I got my gun in this hand you can't see, bud. So just go ahead and try it. Do you see the value, ask rhythm in this one? You see that, right?
Yes.
I'm doing this research in the field and I'm saying, you tell me, what's the feedback here? What's the reality of this situation? Smartphone. That's the value that I'm giving. I'm uncovering this hidden truth. And it's just my own way of leading. You know, when you're a leader, you're like jungle knife fighting to clear the path. And it's easier for those behind you because you've done that work on the front end. Okay, back to the presentation. So, why video? Why video over other forms of marketing? Well, because video is fully 80% more effective than print, text, or audio communications. So I say, if you're going to spend time marketing your business, why would you waste your time on anything else other than the most effective thing? It's really defeating your effectiveness. The other thing is that body language communicates 10 times better than those other methods. You can tell with how I hold my posture, with the volume of my voice, the gait and the rhythm of my delivery. If I move my eyes and then my head, it means something different than if I move my head and then my eyes. All these things are giving you nonverbal cues that let you know that we have a common, which is okay too, because I can't be everything to everyone. I can just be a really good solution to those people that make a good rapport with me. And I'm letting them make the decision. I know that there's 7 billion people in the world, and that enough of those people will be my type of people. And I'm letting the other people filter themselves out. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to try to sell everyone, just my people. It's going to give me a better lifestyle. I'm going to anticipate their needs better. I can work the 5 no jerk rule. I don't work with jerks. Because people that aren't like me are maybe going to be jerky. I don't know. But that's the theory. That's the psychology behind why keeping people out of work interactions is good for both parties. Next, it's using all 3 of the major learning modalities. So audio, visual, and kinesthetic. I'm actually touching the screen. I'm moving around on the video. And you're communicating better because you're using all 3 instead of just one. And finally, Seth Godin said that communication is the transfer of emotion. And video has the ability to do that better than anything else. That companies who use the smartphone better than their competitors will thrive in the new year. And why not? It's a supercomputer in our pocket. These guys. Anybody know who this is?
They have a Google.
Yeah.
They started Google.
They did. Larry Page and Sergey Brin. These 2 gentlemen got together 18 years ago in the center of the Silicon Valley, Stanford University. And they said, we can fix this thing called the internet if we focus on one thing. Does anybody know what that one thing is? Information. Searches. Yeah. They knew if they gave people this one thing that they would keep coming back over and over again. Because if they didn't give them this, they would go somewhere else. And that thing is a good experience. So we need to take a cue from Larry and Sergey. And we also need to give our people a good experience. Because if we don't, they'll go somewhere else. And Larry and Sergey track behavior on their website so that they know what people want, so that they can continuously give them a better experience, even customized towards their own user identity. And what have they discovered across the board that people want more of? You're in the class. Video. They want video. So let's go ahead and take a cue from these 2 smart guys, because it's a law. It's a universal law that they can't change and we can't change. And no matter what the algorithm says or anything else happens, they're going to have to continue to give people a good experience, or else they're gone. They're done for. And the same with us. So hopefully that has given you some decent information to justify your video production. We did not go to school and learn how to produce videos. But today it's painfully obvious that if we don't use video in our business, we're falling behind. But there are 4 reasons that you probably are what you're leaning on as to why you haven't made a video yet. Any guesses?
Editing.
That's one.
How you look.
Yep, true. It's the fear of equipment, the fear of technology, fear of cost, and finally, worst of all, fear of judgment. What are people gonna say? I don't want to look like a buffoon. Right, okay. Well, we're gonna get through this next. Where are you gonna put all this stuff anyways? Right? I mean, is it endless? The number of equipment that comes out, and it's like old news yesterday, like tomorrow. Then how much time are you gonna spend learning how to use it? Do you know it takes a 3-year college degree to learn how to turn the volume up and down on a video? Called audio engineering degree? 3 years. Are we gonna spend 3 years? No, I'm sorry. No thanks. Then the cost. Who's gonna manage all the talent? That sounds like a fun job. First of all, we've heard it. What are people gonna say? So, here is my method for dealing with that. First, technology. You're going to make sure to become a lot better at using Google Drive and Google Photos. Now you're not limited to how much...
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a little wet.
Yeah, pass the napkins down.
Anybody want to do a video of this? This is when you get really excited about the class. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Now you're no longer limited to the storage in your smartphone, because as soon as you capture the images and the videos, they get sucked up to the cloud, and now you can access them very easily and share them with the flick of a thumb. There's no more longer downloading and uploading, waiting hours for something to be processed. Yeah.
Do you mind, are you going to talk about like what's your Instagram and doing YouTube videos?
Don't really compare in this presentation, sure. But I do have workshops where I kind of go into that. That's just not really part of this presentation.
No, I just have it because of time, because I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of Instagram videos,
mm-hmm.
But I'm just curious to know which is better or to get better traffic.
I do know that on Instagram you've got to use that 1-to-1 ratio.
Yes.
Or if you're doing stories.
So when you do export your videos, you need to have something that is able to give it to you in the traditional, in the 1-to-1 ratio, and in the profile, right? For all 3 platforms, because they all take a different export ratio. Aspect ratio is what that's called. So technology. These are the 2 biggest ones that gave me my freedom, my time freedom back. And I want to share them with you. The next are these smartphone video editors. A new one comes out every day. But Video Shop is one, similar to Photoshop, but Video Shop. iMovie for Apple people. Windows Movie Maker for Windows people, which is the GoPro version. And my favorite is Magisto. It just really makes everything easy. It uses artificial intelligence to trim my videos for me, and to add music and to add transitions and the text animations. So Magisto uses eye recognition, face recognition, voice recognition, motion detection, and it edits my videos for me. How cool is that? Wow. Question.
For Magnisto, can you upload your own music to put on there?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Does it add text? So most people watching Facebook, whatever,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
are doing it silently and watching the words in the bottom.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it does.
You can add text at the lower third, yeah.
Okay.
To add the captions, which is something different, that's a native application to YouTube and Facebook.
Okay.
That does play a role in a lot of videos.
For a cost, they can do it.
Gotcha.
So the video you just showed us, that little border white
Yeah.
line,
Mm-hmm.
did you use it?
Yes, I did. Yes, exactly. So I've used them all, for sure. The one that I like the best is Magisto. So you can also go through the learning process yourself, or you can pony up for a year, let's say, and dedicate yourself to 30 minutes a week. And if you've done this successfully after this class, you should be making 200 automated introductions every day based on things that are directly related to the value of homes in your farm neighborhood. And there's 101 of those things, and I'll show you some ideas about that. Next, the equipment I'm going to use is the one we've already got. We don't have to buy anything else. Your new phone that you buy is going to have 4K video capability. It's going to have motion stabilization. Yes, thank you. And you're going to be able to use it with more flexibility than a DSLR camera. Speed is money, and money likes speed. So we're just going to go ahead and use the KISS method and keep it simple. Thank you very much. I don't need to invest in a whole bunch of camera equipment. I'm just going to use the one I've got. Finally, you can start this at zero cost. That's how I've designed it, because I needed proof that it was worth my time and money before I put anything down. Show me that it works for free, and then I'll spend money. So that is this method. And it allows anyone to start from the ground up and become a really great spokesperson for their brand or whatever they represent. And I believe there is no better spokesperson than you. Nobody knows your business better than you do. Finally, judgment. We're going to just make video for one person, and we don't care what anybody else says because they're probably not going to buy from us anyways. So if they don't like it, great. It's not for them anyways. Not going to take it personally. Can I tell you a story about this?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. What helps me tell this story is has anybody ever seen the flip cam? Yeah, this thing right here. Yeah, so my mom bought me that in 2007. It was the first time you could record HD video in your hand, before video came out in smartphones. And I was looking at that thing for like 3 months, like, ugh, what am I going to say? I don't know what I'm going to say. I'm not an actor, definitely not a stand-up comedian. I mean, if I try to remember these lines, they're just going to come out bad, and I'm going to waste a lot of time trying to record something because I know it's going to come out really bad. Nobody's going to want to watch that. What am I going to say? So you know, if you ask yourself a question enough times, like inevitably in the shower, you're like, aha, I got the answer. That's what happened. And my background in sales kind of led me to this answer. And the ability to show evidence with video. This was the proof I needed to demonstrate that I was capable and confident to do what I did. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to do what I'm doing every day anyways, and look at that video camera like it was the investor that I was looking to attract to my business. Because at the time, I was a contractor in Denver. I was doing fix and flip remodeling for home investors. And I was managing like 6 different subcontractors and 5 different houses. And so I was walking through a house like 6. I was like, I can definitely walk through a house. Let's go. So I was like, here we go. Behind me is 1643 Raleigh Street. And my investors just purchased this house for $270,000. They're going to put $70,000 into it and hopefully sell it for $400,000. And I'm going to show you the stage we're at right now, which is about a week and a half in. So as you can see, the lava rock facade on the exterior is very outdated, and we're going to go ahead and stucco over that, because I don't know how else you get this thing fixed. And then inside the walkway here, you can see we've taken down the kitchen cabinets. We've patched and drywalled and primed the walls. And oh, right here in the hallway is Javier, who's installing some travertine tile. Javier, would you like to tell the people watching at home what you're doing there? And he looked at me like this. And then he broke into it. He said, yes, Anthony, of course. What I've got here is a pinwheel pattern with a 12-inch travertine tile. And I've got an 1/8-inch bone grout. You're going to love it. As soon as I'm done setting this, I'm going to polish it and then seal it. You're going to love it, man. I was like, whoa. That was a very good explanation. Thanks, Javier. And then I was on to the next version of the house. And what I stumbled across was this vulnerability and more proof that the viewer could see the relationship I had with Javier and that trust that we had together. He could see the cleanliness of my job site as I walked through. And he knew right away if I was somebody that he could work with. And so I got a call the first day I published that to YouTube for somebody who wanted me to give him a quote on his kitchen. And I had just shortcut a whole week of prospecting into a 1-minute video. And I was like blown away. It changed my whole perspective on life. I was like, I'm going to give up these construction tools. I'm not going to do this anymore. The new business I'm in is video. Because my background in sales, I was in telecom sales before that, taught me how to develop and nurture a relationship. And I had just done it with a friggin' video that I've never even, and I'm not gonna, so all those hours that I spent on the phone this was the light bulb moment for me. This was how I changed everything. I didn't want to get out that rejection all the time on the phone. I found a new tool. And so that I hope by sharing this with you today, you can overcome that same judgment and move forward to the new model of taking, I guess, this and moving it into something new. So this is the interactive part of the presentation. I'm going to have to take my video broadcast down now, but before I do, I want to invite you to submit your videos to me through Google Drive, and by using this video testimonial formula. The best video testimonial is going to get the world's smallest, most fully complete video production studio in the world. And I've got some microphones for you to use to share if you'd like to make sure you're using good audio. And so before I set you free, because I'm going to leave the room, I'm going to teach you more about this tool, the video testimonial formula, and I'm going to pass out a card, my business card. So I believe the most valuable thing on any website is a video testimonial. Because before somebody buys your services, sets out their big stack of money to pay you for something, then they want to make sure they're going to have a good experience, right? And the best way to lower their risk of having a bad experience is to see somebody else who's just gone before them. So this is the ultimate social proof evidence. But we're not collecting these testimonials from our clients because we're not sure what they're going to say, what they're going to think, and it's because we actually haven't given any testimonials ourselves. So this is an opportunity to record one yourself. You don't have to publish it. If you don't like it, you can just trash it. But if you really want to go after it and get this $247 tool that comes with a microphone and a light and 3 hours of training on how to advertise, then you might want to go after this video testimonial. Talk about this class. Talk about what you're getting out of it, how it's going to apply to your business. And this is how it goes. It's a sandwich. 2 pieces of white bread with meat in the middle. Hi, my name's Anthony. I'm here at Fidelity National Title in downtown Portland, thanks to Carrie Turner. I'm a realtor in the Cedar Hills neighborhood. And I'm attending this class on YouTube, and he's just uncovering this evidence, thing after thing on video, and he's going to do a live demonstration next. I haven't even seen it, but I can't wait to see how he gets on the first page of Google. And if you're in real estate, you would be silly not to take this class. Because that's what I want to do. I want to attract more people to take this class. The more people know how to use video all over, the better for me. Because I've got advanced advertising tools that I'd really like to teach them. And that's who I really want to work with. Confident video communicators who are ready to blast their message to 50,000 people who are moving into a new house. Maybe they're in a divorce. They just got in a marriage, or they just had a baby. Google knows these things. And that's what I want to empower you with. And those are the things that high-level producers are ready to pay for. So here's the microphones. And if you've got an Apple phone, you're going to need your dongle. You know what that is? That white thing? Because they don't have the 1/8-inch audio anymore. So maybe you'll have to use a friend's Android. I don't know. But or just find another room, or even if it's in a busy room, you can still get this done. And so there's 4 of these, and 1 of these, and 1 of these. This is 1 too. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these microphones. I need 8 microphones back if you decide to use one. And this next interactive piece is going to go for like 10 minutes. I'm going to take a break. You can take a break. And we'll come back and I'll do the live demonstration. I'll record a video. I'll upload it to YouTube. And I'll get it on the yesterday. Real estate resources in Lloyd District, Portland, Oregon. There it is. Sound good? Okay, good luck. I'm going to get a